The title of this video is genuinely hilarious for me and ironic considering I spent my entire night last night sobbing my eyes out. But I feel like we live in a society where self-care is seen as like an answer to depression, sadness, PTSD, whatever it is that you're struggling with, and that's not true. I spoke with a neuroscientist and the thing she said to me literally blew my mind, even though I knew it. She said to me, the reason your PTSD isn't getting like helped by all these amazing self-care things that you are doing to look after yourself is because none of it is changing the actual chemistry in your brain. You're not doing anything to help rewire your brain, and that's not like, oh, take meds. That's not what she was saying, and I am on meds anyway. But she was more so saying they're not materialistic, but these things are temporary, and some of it is materialistic, to be honest, and they're brief relief, if we're putting it simply. And I think that changed my view on self-care a little bit over the past month, 2 months since I spoke to her. And still, I've tried everything. So I want to go into this saying, one, it's not a fix for anything. It's just supposed to make you feel good, even if it's like a brief 5 minutes of feeling good. And two, what works for me does not mean it will work for you. Same thing, vice versa. I'm sure that you all know this. I think the first thing is skincare. I feel like that's what a lot of people focus on when we talk about self-care. And yes, Lil Simsy is in the background. I don't want to hear it. That's mother. And if you recently saw my video on my skincare, I spoke a bit about it, about how like skincare was always something for me that I would just do for fun, and like I never really tailored it to what my skin needed. I'm very lucky that my skin has always been quite good. I've always had like hormonal problems here and there with it because I have PCOS and endometriosis, but it's never been terrible, so I was lucky in that sense. But what I found is that like even though my skin isn't terrible, it still has needs, and as I grow older, like those needs become both different and more prominent. So I've noticed, like for example, where my skin, well, I got diagnosed with some form of eczema, where basically with my eyebrows, like around my eyelashes, I get eczema, I get really dry. So things like that are like things that I focused on, and then I have never looked into until now what a step-by-step skincare routine should look like. And I mean a simple one. I mean like a max five steps, okay? Because I'm not at all about overconsumption or any of it. That's not the vibe I'm going for. So I looked into it and I was like, oh, okay, because like I didn't really know like what goes first and what goes last, and since looking into that and having like a consistent skincare routine that is like, I've literally like curated it towards my skin and its needs, I do feel like my skin has improved, and two, I do feel like it's a positive habit, but also like it's a positive reinforcement for me of like when I do feel like shit, it's like, okay, you can't look after your brain today, let's look after your skin. You know what you're doing there, right? So for those who don't know or didn't watch my other video, my skincare routine looks a bit like this. I will link the products down below as well. I believe it's cleanser, exfoliator. Oh god, I forgot already. A moisturizer. I know that there's serums and stuff in between. I don't really use serums because my skin doesn't really need it. And SPF. The way that I've added like a step in between because I don't need serums. So for example, so what I use, like verbatim, like the literal products and order I use it is an oil cleanser by Pi Skincare. And I also said this in my skincare video, 90% of these products have been sent to me. Just so I know that some of these are not, I think Pi is actually decently priced, but like I speak about Laneige and I know like that's a bit out of people's, even my fucking range. So I'm very, 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 very lucky to have all of this. This is shit that someone's gonna come at me for this, but I've had this on my shelf and I just haven't until now formed a use for them because I didn't know how to use them. Anyways, starts with the oil, I think it's rosehip Pi cleanser. Then I use the Laneige water-based cleanser. I use the Secret, I think it's Secret Key, something like that, lemon exfoliator. I then do the Sun By Me repair cream, which actually, and I'm not joking, works fucking miracles for me. I don't know if you can see it like here, I always have a breakout here, but like when it gets really, really bad and like I pick at it, I cause scars, I put that repair cream on and that shit heals over. Like you can still see I've got discoloration, that's one of my biggest issues, but that repair cream, like right now that's smooth, that's just discoloration. Like that Sun By Me repair cream, miracles. And I also use sometimes the Pi Rosehip. It's not a cleanser, but it is an oil for scarring. That also does work, but you have to use it more consistently for it to work. But it is quick still. So both of those are great for acne, acne scarring and discoloration, and if you pick at your skin the way that I fucking do. Then I use Glossier moisturizer with this Pi, it's like a gold tint, like a glow for your skin. I mix that together, put that on, put the After Balm from Glossier on, which is one of my favorite products ever, by the way. Then I put Pi SPF. There are other little steps, like I use Lano Lips lip balms. My fucking go-to, I love Lano Lips so much. Like, only lip balm that works for me, seriously. Lasts hours and genuinely hydrates your lips, so good. I use the Airy hand cream. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like there's a lot of other stuff that I use here and there, but that's my like go-to, that's it, every week, every now and then. So I do feel like that's one thing that I'm on top of. I feel like this is another spectrum entirely of self-care, but like hobbies and inner child activities such as reading, colouring, DIY, arts and crafts. I feel like I've wanted to do them for so long, and I've tried several things, and only now do I feel like I found something that I resonate with realistically. I've tried let's see, bullet journaling, which I just couldn't fuck with it, because also as someone with OCD, I'm such a perfectionist, so I think that genuinely killed all inspiration for that possible. I've tried like little DIY stuff here and there, nothing that felt like a long term, oh, I could do this frequently and enjoy this every single time. However, I have started to junk journal since January, and I've been doing, just to start off, monthly spreads, so like a spread of the month with any of like the receipts, pictures, etc. that I have. I also just in general have a lot of stickers, and I have found that that is just like the best thing for me. I think it's like a dedicated time a month of collecting stuff, but then also putting that stuff to use and having a small amount of time to be creative in a way that I'm not usually. Let's actually get up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. This is my junk journal. She's thick. This is from Lovers in Lace. One of my, like, I just love their store so much. I love this book, this journal so much. I will get it again. So I am planning to put a little letter to myself in here. It's a little envelope. Then a welcome page with like concert stuff, my favorite hotel, call me by your name stuff. This was January, so this is like a menu, receipts. This is February, it says February. Like loads of junk that I got basically. And then like I love the little pocket stuff in there that I use. This was, where's the gold? This should have gold, or is that still February? Oh, it's still February. A little menu again. Photo booth pics with my best friend. March. This is a pocket of junk. More receipts and pictures. I'm still working on May/April, to be honest. But this was like April, and then like May has been very eventful, so I need a double spread, I think. I've got tickets, photos, wristbands, everything, and I just put it on my desk, and like every month I just get to it, and I think like that's been something that keeps me a little bit grounded, especially as someone who has PTSD and dissociation. Time and like grounding is something I struggle with, and like I can't just be like, what are the 5 things around me? Like that doesn't help. So doing something like this helps me put my energy towards something that's healthy and positive. It also has a massive pocket in the back where I've got more junk, and then I also have like a whole supply of like stickers and stuff like that, which I've always had, so now I'm putting them to use. And like these stickers I made myself, so I also make stickers which is like for this, so that's like an extra step of like creativity and fun. So yeah, this is a win for me, at least. I think another very big part of self-care is health. And I think also that's so different for everybody, and there's no one approach. I am lucky to have resources, like simple things like just friends who know other people who are like professionals in, I don't even know what it's called, like fucking vitamins and shit. But I've also done my own research, and I've spent a lot of time trying, and I'm still trying. I do not have this figured out of like what my body literally needs. I think a year ago, almost exactly, I did an intolerance test, because I always feel like blood tests are never accurate. Like they'll tell me, it's not a conspiracy thing, I just feel like it doesn't give you the whole picture, right? Like they're trying to look at something specific usually, and I want the whole picture. So I did an intolerance test, and it's fairly cheap for what it is. I think literally if you just look up intolerance test in the UK, at least, it's the first thing that comes up. You can get like a small one, a medium one, or a large one, so like they obviously test more, and like it's a bit more expensive if you do that. I think I just got the basic one because it still covers a lot of things, and it covers things from literally like hormones, food, metals, nature, like everything. And I got so much more and better information from that than any blood test ever, minus the fact that I didn't have to pass out with a fucking needle as well. So in the last year I've been referring to that the most. So intolerance doesn't mean allergy, it just means like your body doesn't love that. And what's great about it is it also gives, this is like a fucking ad, bro, it's not an ad, but it gives you like a percentage. So like some of it is like 100% like avoid this, your body just like won't process this very well. Some of it's more like 80%, like it's okay but it's not great. And then some of it's great because you get the information back and it's like you have no like intolerances in this section. I think I have like no metal intolerances or something like that. And it's so specific. It's so specific. It's like I swear I'm not picking my nose, I've got an itch and I've got nails, like they look good for scratching but they're not because they're not sharp. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and like I've got like certain grass that I have an intolerance to. Like it's literally so random and widespread, and I think it's so helpful. It also told me I had like certain deficiencies that in my blood test they said I didn't have. What's that about, bruv? So I've definitely like shifted focus to that instead of blood test, because they're looking for something specific, and this was like a whole panel of information and so general. And I also like always note my reactions to certain things. So like I remember I went through a phase, I think they told me I was like slightly low on omega-3 or something, and so I went through a phase of like, okay, I've got to take one every day, and it made me feel ill, like I was sick. And it's hard because you can't like check in with your body and be like, okay, you need one every 4 days, you know what I mean? So it's like trial and error, and I'm still trial and erroring. But The intolerance thing has helped so much with knowing what kind of food I should be eating, especially as someone who wants to gain weight. It's very helpful to get my balance correct. As someone with PCOS, endometriosis, mental health issues, it feels like it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming, and I totally get how lost people get as well. So I also recommend this book called Hangry. It's mostly directed at women, but there is a test in there, I'm sure it's online as well, where it tells you whether you have low cortisol, high cortisol, low other things, high other things. And I did that, and I basically like noted down, okay, you have low cortisol, you have these hormonal imbalances, and these are your intolerances. I basically created a meal plan for myself. Not a meal plan of like, you'll eat this on Mondays and this on Tuesdays, but just like, okay, each day / week you need to have XYZ to be healthy, to help gain weight, to feel better, etc. So food, health, it's a massive thing. It's an ongoing thing. Your body is always changing. There is no one right answer or one right way, but it is a key factor in things, which I think most people know. When it comes to mental health issues, my number one thing is always therapy. I have gone through every therapy under the sun. I will continue to. Everyone needs it. Even if you don't have serious mental health issues, everyone needs it. And it's not accessible for everyone. So we have to keep that in mind. However, if it is accessible for you, do it. Like, heavy on the do it. But find something that's for you. I feel like I've gone through 5 years of talking therapy. I need something more physical now. I've had a brief amount of EMDR. I need more, to be honest. CBT, I didn't find that helpful. I'm starting somatic therapy, but talking therapy has been a constant for me. So try out if you can. If you live in the UK, the NHS has decent options for therapy. I've been in 2 different NHS therapies over the past 2 years, so their wait lists, they're a few months long, they are, but they're not crazy long that it feels like a problem, in my opinion, for me. So if you can, do that. I think also if you can't, another way that's great is not just reading in general, because obviously I read all the time. That's what I'm known for. I've read 111 books so far this year. Reading, I think, is just in general something that I wanted to mention here because it's just so good for you. It's just incredible in my opinion. But reading about what your body is going through and your mind is going through, if you have a mental health issue or health issue or anything, like you're going through something in life, reading about that situation and the science behind what's going on grounds me so much, because it makes me realize, like, okay, this is a thing, like humans just go through this, and also here is like XYZ of like how I can help change that in one way. So read up on what it is you're going through. I can't suggest it enough, seriously, I really can't. And if medication is for you, then medication is for you. That's also great, in my opinion. It is for me at the moment, so great. I'm such a Leo, and this is gonna sound fickle, but when I look good, I feel good. Like, I got my hair cut after like 7 months of letting it grow out. As you can see, my roots have been touched. and I feel so much better looking in a mirror. It's just a haircut. But I'm going away in a week's time, and I will be putting my own tooth gems on and doing like an everything shower. If you know, you know. And I'm looking forward to tanning for 8 days, and the skincare does come into this, but also wearing clothes that I love and make me feel comfortable. I only secondhand shop these days, so again, that's a tip of mine. Secondhand everything. I secondhand thrift all my books. All my books. If they're not sent to me, I secondhand buy them. So accessibility is always something I think about too, and sustainability of course, but just in case like I'm giving advice and it's like, oh, buy £100 worth. No. How I look does determine partially how I feel confidence wise and within myself, and if I feel good but I don't look good, I feel worse. I'm such a Leo, but it's true. But I dress like a hobo all the time when I'm home, which is fine because I'm home and I don't give a fuck. So, and I never wear makeup. I can't remember the last time I wore makeup. So it's not about like making yourself look different, it's about feeling good and like feeling yourself. Feel yourself. Feel yourself. I think also like this whole bed rotting thing, there's been discourse about whether it's healthy or normal or whatever, and what I would say to you is like my form of bed rotting is sitting in this chair watching Lil Simsy 25/8 like all the time, and that's okay. It's either Lil Simsy, NCIS, Law and Order, Murder She Wrote. It's something that makes me feel safe, comfortable, and that's what's important about bed rotting. It's not that you're not doing anything, it's that you feel safe. If I'm not working, because I love work and work makes me feel safe, I'm playing Cozy Grove, I'm playing Parlia, I'm playing Sudoku, I'm playing Town Escape, I'm playing something that makes me feel safe because I love video games. I'm playing Sims, I'm playing games if I'm not reading, because sometimes you do, and in fact most of the fucking time, especially if you're mentally ill, physically ill, chronically ill, you need a fucking break. And I've, in the last few, I would say like the last month especially, I have been so good at resting, and that's what bed rotting is to me. And I think that is for everyone important, for every single soul. So whilst these trends and bits of advice online seem overwhelming and general and some of them pointless, I think what's important is that if you look at this stuff and you don't know where to start, you're just overwhelmed. That doesn't mean that you can't do something about it. Sit down, write down all the things that you want to do, want to achieve, things that have appealed to you. Like one thing that I have a rant about this on TikTok that I haven't posted, I filmed months ago. I really want to get into digital gardens. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Okay? At all. But I want to get into it. Eventually I will. Mark my words. I will. And so that's another thing. It's just like learning new skills, adapting the advice and things that appeal to you online, to your life, doing the work is a big one. It's a big one. Come on, guys. And look, we can all meditate and do journaling and gratitude and whatever. In my personal opinion, this stuff has been, that I've just like listed, has been more helpful than that, because I need a proactive and productive approach. I can't sit and meditate by myself. If I'm in a guided meditation in like a room with people, that's a bit easier for me. So again, it's all about adapting to you. Like, yes, it's important to be grateful, but also like writing down 5 things that you're grateful for every morning when you have the worst ever PTSD feels like a fucking scam. Feels like you're trying to scam yourself into believing that life's good when you just feel like hell. And that's not the case, but that's how that feels, and that's okay. So find what does work for you. Because for me, like, the being grateful is telling my friends, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you so much for being around. Like, I need you, they're there for me, great, thank you so much for being around. Things like that. So my advice is that nothing that you see online is bullshit. It's just not tailored to you, because individuals can't tailor it to you. You have to do that. These things do work, you just have to find what works for you and sit down and put that work in, because it will be worth it. But again, it's not a cure. It won't ever be. But it's a good way to handle things and deal with things and look after yourself whilst you feel like hell. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyways, I will see you in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed speaking about it. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.